Picking it out. Did you first meet Nick Saban when he was with Belichick?
Yes, yeah, Cleveland Browns. Yeah, when he was defensive coordinator.
Was he? Could you see a hunger in him, or was he just
Not
kind of
that
out there doing
one.
the best?
No. We were doing a preseason game. Cleveland and the Giants, I believe. Sims was playing, I know. And I was doing the game with John Madden. And Bill, because he was the defensive coordinator, we always talked to offensive and defensive and head coach and 4 or 5 players. That's a format that everybody follows. And uh, I remember meeting with Nick then. That's the first time I met him. And then of course I knew him when he was at LSU, and then I really got to know him at Alabama because I did so many of their games. And I allowed myself not ever on the air, but in a personal way, I really respect Nick, and I consider him a good friend. And you can't ever let that get in the way of what your responsibility is. But
Sure.
when I knew it was my last game at Alabama, uh, Nick, we always met with him at 11:30 every Friday morning, and he comes in the meeting, and he gives us exactly half an hour, and then he has a meeting with a women's group called Nick at Noon, and 1,500 ladies show up every Friday. That weekend, his SID, Sports Information Director, opened the door, Jeff Purinton, and he said, Nick wants you to come in here to the main media gathering place. And there was a big A on the wall, and Nick had a cameraman already set up. And he said, I thought we'd get a memento for you of your last trip to Tuscaloosa.
Wow.
And he signed it. I've got it in my office wall, and I treasure that. Nick, he signed it, your friend, Nick. And that's where the barrier comes down. And I
Yeah.
know him. I once said, and I knew him well enough to be cheeky with him every once in a while. And I said, Nick, you when you address the local media, you sometimes get a little sarcastic and harsh. Why? And his SID, Jeff, blurted in, because they deserve it. I, I can't answer that. I can't respond to that. But no, I admire him. Uh, and I've found over the years that uh, I I respond to people I respect, and I want human beings that I care about to do well, to succeed. Not programs, not
Absolutely.
colleges or universities. It's the people involved. And if I care about them, I care that they succeed.
Yeah.
And Nick falls in that category. I do believe I've had a relationship with him that gives me access to a little bit. The joy of his life is Terry, or he
Yeah.
calls her Miss Terry, and she is well. When he um, my first ever televised game in '74 was for ABC, and it was Ohio University at Kent State. And the graduate assistant on that Kent State team was a guy named Nick Saban. Another graduate assistant was Gary Pinkel, who just won the College Football Hall of Fame, or is going yet. Uh, and Nick and I, he was waiting for Terry to graduate. She was a year behind him. And we've had fun over the years that pretending like we both remembered. I said, Nick, you were sitting in that booth next to us and you're on the headset. He said, oh, yeah, I remember looking over you. And I thought, that guy's going to succeed at CBS years now. No, neither one is remember. But Terry is a treasure, and she's something else.